You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports. Well, we're going to talk about Michael Irvin. Yesterday morning, I did a video coming off of Thursday Night Football where A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts had themselves a good old-fashioned spat on the sidelines of the game versus the Vikings. They won the game. Things got kind of close. It ended up close anyway, 34-28, but they ran the ball a whole lot. The Eagles' running game looked really good. The passing game, A.J. Brown did not have a good game the other night, and I guess he thought it was Jalen Hurts' fault. Now, I've never been a big believer that wide receivers should be showing up their quarterbacks on the sideline, and one of the guys, my favorite all-time receiver ever, one of my favorite players ever, is Michael Irvin. You guys know that. Even though I'm a Niners fan, I still believe Michael Irvin's the greatest wide receiver I've ever watched play. Very physical, was the playmaker, and the one thing Michael has always talked about is you never disrespect your quarterback. He's very close to Troy Aikman. They were very tight back in the day. They still are today. Keep your quarterback happy. And Michael Irvin is not happy. He's not happy with A.J. Brown, and he has called him out for showing up Jalen Hurts on the sideline. Flat just comes out and says it. You're being selfish. Stop it. Yeah, I absolutely agree with this. I really do. I don't think you should be showing up your teammates on the sideline. It's not a good look. This is Outkick. Michael Irvin was not a fan of the way Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown handled himself during Thursday night's win over the Vikings. On Friday's episode of Undisputed, the former Dallas Cowboy wide receiver called out Brown for chirping at his quarterback Jalen Hurts on the sideline. Irving says, I would have never yelled at quarterback Troy Aikman back in the 90s. Whoa, man. What I saw on the sideline, I've always been careful with this. Even what A.J. Brown was doing, I've always told players, don't do that. Don't do that unless you are balling out, unless you're ready to go make plays. Let's listen.
I understand of the business. Yeah. What I like, and I've always been careful with this, even what A.J. Brown was doing.
Yeah.
I've always told players, don't do that. Like, don't do that unless you're balling out, unless you're ready to go make plays. Because now, when you're coming on the sideline, it's a selfish look. It's a selfish look. It's a selfish look. Like, it's just about me, especially if you're winning. It's just about me. It's just about me. I know, I'm sure A.J. Brown made the commitment to come.
So he just come right out and said it. It's selfish. It's a selfish look. Because now when you're coming on the sideline, it's a selfish look. It's a selfish look, especially if you're winning. It's just about me. It's just about me. And, of course, we know, guys, and this is the incident that actually happened itself. And it was sort of confusing that this was happening, considering there's A.J. Brown, there's Jalen Hurts, considering they were winning the ball game. It's like, dude, what are you worried about right now? You know? Why are you on the sideline? Why are you tripping? Because of what? You're worried about your numbers at this point? You're worried about your stats? What exactly is the concern? Irvin said there is a way to deal with this situation without drawing attention to your team. The sideline spat happened with the Eagles up 27-14. Brown was open much of the game, as many Eagles receivers were. Hurts wasn't getting him the ball. Cameras caught him and Hurts in a heated discussion. It also got heated that head coach Nick Sirianni had to intervene. Yeah, I mean, the head coach had to get involved with this. Brown didn't speak to reporters afterwards. On top of it, you don't speak to the media. You don't hang around. You don't fulfill that commitment. I mean, look, A.J. Brown, really damn good wide receiver, had a hell of a year last year. They don't make the Super Bowl without him. They don't. And Sirianni got defensive about the moment. Quote, the conversations we have on the field are private. They're going to remain private in our locker room. They're going to be private. You don't need to know what was going on right there. Hurts downplayed the exchange, but after it happened, he threw 3 passes to Brown. I think everybody wants to make plays. Everybody wants to contribute. I have no worries about him. He's a great player, great teammate, great friend. We'll do anything and everything we can to win. Yeah, but it's a bad look when you call out your quarterback. I mean, it's a prime time Amazon Prime game. Supposedly 16 million people watched that game. I'm still a little iffy about whether or not I believe this new ratings between Nielsen and Amazon Prime, but I digress. Wow. It was a bad look. It got a lot of attention that was not needed. And it's horrible when you're especially winning the ball game, because then you're just sort of making a publicly clear message. I care about getting my stats. You know, I understand some of these guys have money tied up in bonuses based on how many catches they get, how many yards they get, how many touchdowns they get, how many games they play in, how far they get into the playoffs, if they make the Super Bowl, if they make the Pro Bowl, all of that sort of thing. That's kind of the problem with tying money to everything, but that is a thing with all these contracts, or most of them. They have incentive packages in them, and so a lot of players start getting worried about their stats and whether or not they're going to achieve them. But that leads you back around to drama like this, where A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts gets into it. Michael Irvin is very, very old school. He was always very respectful of Troy Aikman. Those guys, the triplets, they're all still real close. I'm right here in Texas. You know, they're him and Troy Aikman, tight, Emmitt Smith, all those guys. Michael Irvin is one of Jerry Jones' most favorite player of all time is Michael Irvin. And, of course, Michael just recently came back to TV after the Marriott lawsuit situation was settled and out of the way. He's back on Gameday. Thank goodness. It's a selfish look. Michael Irvin's just like, don't do it. Now, Michael Irvin, I'm sure, will get booed the next time he's in Philadelphia. They cheered when Philadelphia cheered when Michael Irvin broke his neck. Yeah, that was a thing that really did happen back in the day. And that was the end of a career for Michael. Man, if he could have just got a couple of more years, and of course he's a Hall of Famer, but man, he was an all-world wide receiver. Really was. Fiery, fired up, team. Boy, competitive. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.